I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about they just disappeared on me. So I decided to do this video based on a Skype call that I had today with a woman who is in her 50s with a guy that's in his 40s. So I just woke up because I went to put my son to sleep a little while ago, and sometimes when I go to put him to sleep, I fall asleep with him. It's not fun trying to wake up at, it's almost 2 in the morning to do a video. And because I'm committed to you guys, I drag myself up and wake myself up. So it took me a little while to try and wake up from the groggies, the groggy feeling where your eyes are just like, oh man. And I'm trying to wake up. So I look halfway alive for the camera, right? Because sometimes I have to do these videos late at night just to catch up and to stay, getting the content out there for you guys. And I know that it shows up in the video sometimes, but some of you guys are ruthless. I came across this comment. I just happened to look on my YouTube before I started filming this, and I came across a comment. I was just like, what the heck, lady? This lady, I'm going to tell you about this comment. She says, because what the way YouTube is it'll tell me like a list of comments in all the videos. Obviously, I get so many at this point. It's hard to look at them all, but I do try and look sometimes. And this is the comment that she wrote. Okay, it said, I think you've got the right idea of which topics to talk about, but I think a bit of practice in front of the mirror will help you avoid from stumbling through delivering your message. Good luck. With a thumbs up. I'm like, wait a minute. What is this? I'm like, apparently you must be new to my channel, because there is plenty of stumbling and bumbling to go around. And you know what? I don't care. Because it makes it, I think, a little bit more entertaining for you guys if I was to sound like a robot. I had a radio show, if you guys didn't know this, I had a radio show for probably about 8 years. You know what the name of that radio show was? The Bantering Idiots. And you're looking at the head idiot, okay? See, I can't even say that right. But, guys, if I sat there and recorded a video over and over and over again, it's not going to be as fun, it's not going to be as interesting as if I'm myself and authentic to you guys. So, if you don't like my stumbling or stupidity, even as I try and say this, you're on the wrong channel, okay? Because there's plenty of that to go around. And you know what the worst part of the comment was? So, as I was sitting here trying to wake myself up, I decided, well, this one must have been one of those ones that was really bad. Maybe where the person had it so the English was really bad and I couldn't really read it and I sounded like a fool that I can't read. And you guys know I do that all the time. But I actually started watching the video and I'm like, hey, this one's pretty good. That was the worst part about it. Man, that was ruthless. So I thought you guys might get a kick out of that little story. On my end, I don't tolerate any negativity in the comments. By the way, if you notice, you don't see it, and that's because if I see anything mean or hurtful towards either me or anybody else, I don't tolerate it, because there's no need for that. You guys are going through a hard time. I want you to feel like you have a safe place, and in my comment section, it's going to stay that way. If you don't like it, go to some other coaches and curse your little mouth out, I guess. Curse your little mouth out. I guess that makes sense. I guess maybe you're typing it out, so maybe curse your little fingers out. Whatever. Not here. I don't want it to be like that. It's stressful enough going through a breakup, and you guys are really having a hard time. Most of you guys are really depressed, and anxious all the time. Last thing I want is somebody attacking somebody else because they're having a hard time. So, my YouTube channel is a negativity-free zone. And if you don't like it, you leave your nasty comment, and when you're blocked, you'll say, he really meant it. So, interesting situation today. I'm a little off topic. See, I'm groggy. I'm telling you guys, I'm groggy. I'm not even kidding. Well, this is it. It's going out like this. Okay? You guys can laugh at me, but this is the way it's going out. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and my little eyes are going crazy. They can one it doesn't even want. This one doesn't want to open. The other one is just exhausted. It's probably dark black circles. I had a lady make up comments about my dark circle one time. Come on, lady. Get over it. Can't look gorgeous all the time. That way, I shine in certain other videos. This video will not be one of those shining achievements. Alright, so I did a Skype today with a woman who was in her 50s, and she was with this guy for over 3 years, close to 4 years. And very, very bizarre situation where he just disappeared. Like, literally out of nowhere. Like, it wasn't a fight. They weren't disagreeing. They weren't having problems. I'm going to read through this story, and then I'll tell you what I think. And essentially, she agreed with me on what we think is going on here. So let me just go ahead and get right into it. She says, he called me on January 19th and said he was coming to see me, and jokingly said I could take him to dinner, which of course I never paid. He was very much a gentleman and would never let me pay. He lives a few hours away. So this is a long-distance relationship. Remind you, almost 4 years they've been dating, okay? He had a funeral to go to out of state. One of his best friend's son passed away. I never heard back from him. I called him on the 23rd, and he didn't call or answer back. Now, just to give you a little information about this relationship, they would talk all the time. If he would go out of state on business, which he did a lot, he would talk with her all night. He would stay on the phone with her. They would talk. He would go around and do his business, but they were always on the phone together. She always felt like he was there, that he really cared about her, and so there was no fishy behavior going on between them. She just felt like he was really in the relationship and invested in the relationship. So she said it was extremely unusual that he didn't call or answer back. I tried texting him, concerned that he had been in an accident or something. Sure, because it's been like 4 days, completely unlike him at all, that they talk all the time. He calls her at breakfast, at lunch, at work, at dinner, I mean, at nighttime, like, so this is very bizarre. You could imagine if somebody's talking to you all the time, and now they're gone for 4 days, gone, right? She said, I actually called his secretary to make sure he had not been in an accident. And she said, I'm sorry. She said, I made it a professional call. Hey, whoever that girl was that complained about the video, you're going to see some comments on this one. Apparently, you don't take to criticism very well, and you didn't practice in front of the mirror like I suggested. Well, right you are, lady. I tried texting him concerned that he had been in an accident or something. I made it a professional call. That's how unusual it was. I never heard anything else. I called him on the 31st to text him. I didn't understand why he wasn't talking to me or taking my calls. No response. I did tell him I was very hurt and didn't understand. When he was away on business, he would call me and talk to me on the weekends from 8 o'clock at night till 6 o'clock in the morning. So I never thought there was another woman, ever. We had unbelievable chemistry and attraction. We have never said unkind words to each other or never been in a fight. We had a great relationship. He ghosted me and I'm devastated. I don't understand why he did it. Alright. So she said a little bit more. She said, I am completely shocked, as are our friends and everyone that met him. They always talked very highly about him. I'm just at a loss. This was an incredibly painful situation for this woman. And I really felt for her because this was just terrible. Imagine being in a situation where you're with somebody for 3.5 years. They go away on what seems to be just a couple days for a trip. And they stop contacting you altogether. And they never call you again. That's it. Never. Like, not like a text. Nothing. Think about how devastated you would be in that scenario. I can't even imagine. I mean, it's just like incredibly difficult to wrap your mind around. It's like a death. You know, it's like you're losing somebody, like it would be sudden like a death, but at the same time, it's even more difficult in some ways, because he made this choice. He made the choice to do this to her. And it seemed, based on everything that she told me, that this was completely out of character, which is what makes it so hard. I mean, this guy, like, was a volunteer, and he volunteered at organizations, and he donated money to charity, and he was always kind to her, and he was call her all the time. So all of a sudden, just boom, gone. So, what do you think happened here? Trying to take a look at the pieces of the puzzle, what do you think it was? Well, it was interesting because she brought up one of the things that I said a long time ago, which is a man never throws away his only pair of shoes. And that is what I was thinking. I think there's another woman. And it's really the only thing that adds up to him disappearing like this. We know he wasn't physically hurt. The secretary confirmed that he's fine, that there's nothing going on there. He just disappeared and stopped contacting this woman, you know, after almost 4 years out of nowhere. Well, the only thing that adds up to me is another woman. That's it. I mean, they were getting along great. Their relationship was great. No signs of any problems. No signs of anything going on. No major stressors in his life. Obviously, he had to go to the funeral. But, you know, we talked about that in depth. It wasn't something really that, like, was going to affect him, you know, that much. Like, it was obviously something that he was upset about, but it wasn't going to be something that was, like, going to completely devastate him. So I don't think it had anything to do with that. I think we had a guy here who was very financially well off. I believe he had maybe met another woman, and because he's always traveling, things kind of sparked with the other woman, and all of a sudden he just got caught up in that new relationship and decided he didn't want to deal with this anymore. He didn't want to even message her, which is terrible. Really, it's awful to do this to somebody, and nobody should go through this. I feel so bad for her, and I hope that she doesn't struggle with this for a long time, because I don't think she should take him back. I can't imagine he has any kind of answer or reason that would be acceptable in any way at this point. I mean, we're looking at, let's see, about 3 weeks of no contact. Adds up is another woman. Because if you look at marriages, people will be married for many, many years, and they'll just walk away from their partner. Right? They just cheat on them for maybe even upwards. I did a Skype with a guy today who was cheating on his wife for a year. At least he felt broken up about it. He had remorse about it, but he still continued to do it, which is obviously wrong. But, you know, it adds up to me, another woman, that something happened where I don't know if there was some drama between them, or he really just, that was it. He decided he wanted to be with somebody new and that he was going to just walk away. But absolutely horrific situation. And I have tremendous amounts of empathy for her going through this. I can't even imagine how difficult this would be. And yes, I would love to see your comments below if you guys have any thoughts on what it could be other than another woman. Because that, I think, is the highest probability. But if you guys have some other insight, maybe you've seen a situation similar like this, I'd like to see it. Really, I would. Because maybe you guys that have been through something like this, or saw something like this, you could say, well, you didn't consider this or that. But if you want to get my help personally, go to my website, askcraig.net, sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. And if you appreciate my tremendous ability to stumble through a video every day, then leave a like on there. I do appreciate that. And be sure to subscribe to my channel, because I do make terrible videos Monday through Friday. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.